Today we're very pleased to announce that we have Prime Minister Anthony Albanese attending the studio to discuss the achievements of his government as we approach the May election. So without further ado, welcome, Prime Minister.
Thanks, David. It's nice to be here.
So, Prime Minister, perhaps we can kick off with the economy. There have been some criticism, but you're very proud of your record. Here's your chance to tell us where you think you've succeeded.
Yes, David. Well, I think the primary success story is we created 1 million jobs for migrants, and many of those people would have been unemployed, especially in India. And so we created these jobs for them in Australia. We put 150,000 or so Aussies out of work and lifted unemployment. So that's really helped us squash wage growth as well, which is a second achievement. As a Labor government, we're very sensitive to wage growth, and we saw that it was getting up towards 4%. So we used immigration to crush it back to 3%, where it is now, and I'm pretty sure it's on its way back to 2% in the foreseeable future. So very proud there as well. And of course, on top of that, we managed to unleash inflation in the economy in a manner that hasn't been seen in decades. This was global to begin with, but we really added to it through a special effort to be afraid of the gas cartel. That is the East Coast gas cartel that takes very cheap gas and sends it all to China and then charges Australians a small fortune for it. Was made even worse by the Ukraine war, which allowed the cartel to bring European prices to Australia. And my colleague, Jim Chalmers, came into my office, I recall, only a week or so after the election, and he hid under the desk and he said, Albo, we really need to make sure we do nothing to upset the gas cartel. And I fully endorse this position. And as a result, we had the terrific surge in gas prices here. And of course, they trickled into electricity prices, and we delivered this incredible bill shock to households through all of their utilities, and every business on the East Coast as well had to pay considerably more for its energy. So I wasn't satisfied with that. I didn't think that was enough inflation. So we also went to work on immigration. And I promised the people, I lied basically. I said I wasn't going to increase immigration before the election, but I lied and I did increase it. In fact, I increased it so much that it had never been at those levels before. And this delivered a second round of local inflation that nobody else in the world has had in the rental market, where we found ourselves without enough houses because we had so many migrants and temporary workers flooding in, and of course students, international students, who were helping crush our wages. So we were very happy to have them. And so between those two, David, we found ourselves, we've really done an excellent job of crashing living standards, and that's the one I'm most proud of. Per capita incomes have created more than at any time since really the Great Depression, down about 8% since we came to power, and that's really something else.
Well, thank you, Mr. Albanese. That's a terrific summary. Whilst we're on the subject of inflation and rents, how do you feel you've gone with the housing market, which of course is a long-term bugbear for many Australians?
Well, thanks for asking, David. That's another area of outstanding achievement. we pretty much did nothing at all except blow it up with our immigration policy. And once we had blown it up with our tearaway rental shock and rent prices and also capital growth prices, we also were pleased to see homelessness absolutely boom. It's not easy creating booms, David. It's quite difficult. And we got a homelessness boom going. The first one that we can really recall in Australia since the Great Depression. So it's another very, very real high point for the government. We also have now 3 policies before the Senate. A 3-headed carbuncle, I like to call it. A big pusswad to fix housing for good, one of which is the shared equity scheme, which is designed to boost prices beyond affordability into space, and the federal government will be buying half the house so that we'll be able to also become specialists in the budget. Then you've got a second policy where we're going to corporatise rents through the Rent to Build program, and this is going to keep rents higher for longer and ensure more homelessness. And our third policy is to build lots more houses, publicly build them, not privately. And so far, we've admirably and massively underachieved all our targets. So we're trying to build 250,000 homes, and we're building more like 160,000 homes. And so on housing, we really have entrenched a permanent crisis that has really turned the war on youth into a structural component of Australian life. Another wonderful achievement of my government.
Fantastic, Prime Minister. That's terrific to hear. Other areas that you're proud of? I mean, have we passed any legislation, in the Parliament that's really made a difference?
Yes, of course we have, David. I'm particularly proud of my Anti-Corruption Commission, which is nobbled and can't do anything to anybody. It's ensured that the Labor Party can be the party of graft and bribery for as long as we wish. So that's another terrific outcome. And that segues into another area that I'm particularly pleased, and that's foreign affairs. For years now, we've had the coalition trying to talk down China and turn China into an enemy. Well, my government, having established a useless anti-corruption commission, is ready to put its hand out again for Chinese dough, because we've made friends again. All of the rather foolish diversification of trade that happened when China attacked us with the 14 conditions to end democracy and COVID, that's all gone. I've reversed it all, and we managed to re-intensify all our Chinese risk, confuse the hell out of Washington about whose side we were on, and really, get on our knees in Beijing and just stay there where I'm most comfortable. So again, Australia can be very proud of my government. Also in foreign affairs, we've done everything possible to also fall to our knees in Delhi, because, with the Chinese having a few economic hiccups, we really needed to find somewhere else to import cheap foreign labour from. And in India, there's just an infinite amount of it. I don't know if you've been there, David, but it's just full of poor workers that get paid nothing. And so they're the perfect migrants for Australian business to exploit. So I went to India and I signed the worst 2 labour market deals in the history of Australia that equalised all Indian degrees and training and qualifications across the labour market. enabling all Indians to come here with their substandard training and degrees and qualifications and get Australian jobs, displacing Aussies. This, of course, engendered a kind of college ghost boom, a ghost college boom, pardon me, where a bunch of enterprising Indians opened bogus colleges that were really just visa factories. And we've been thrilled to see those, and unfortunately, the silly press have gotten onto it and forced us to close them down now. So we'll have to work on that one again to get that one rebooted. And what about climate change, Prime Minister? You came to power with great promises. Do you feel as if you delivered? Of course we have, David. We've done a marvellous job on climate change. Our fear of the gas cartel has meant that the entire energy transition has been derailed. Now, that's not easy to do either. To make a promise like that and then betray it so clearly and still be in power, that's very tough to do. As a result, we don't have enough gas on the East Coast for our electricity market, and so state governments have been forced to subsidise coal power. And that coal power now will be with us much longer, with much more carbon, and even more gratifying, it'll be paid for by the taxpayer to keep it running. Now that's a very clear climate change achievement, and goes perfectly with the distinct showing of the renewables rollout that has come with our policies as well. Well, thank you, Prime Minister. It's been terrific having you here. I'm thrilled that you took the time out to outline your achievements, and we wish you all the best next May.